Hello y'all, this is OEV, Octavia here, and today I'm going to be showing you all how you can make homemade strawberry syrup. I know some of y'all say syrup, but this is the South, honey, and we say syrup down here. Okay, now there is another way you can make strawberry syrup. It's called, I like to call it blender strawberry syrup, and it's really simple. You just need strawberries, whatever sweetener you're going to use, and you blend it up in your blender for so long. If you have a blend tech, you just push syrups or batters and then you're done. And it's not going to look like what it looks like in a store. So it'd be a little bit more watery than you normally would notice in the store. But today we're going to do the kind, if you don't have a blender, if you don't want to use your blender or a food processor, you won't need any of this stuff. We're going to use the good old-fashioned stove and a good old-fashioned pot. And I'm going to tell you everything you're going to need, all right? And you'll find out why we got this back here. But right now we're going to talk about, you need 2 pounds of delicious fresh strawberries. Make sure they are sweet, y'all, okay? Try not to get the ones that are not ripe yet, but get the ones that are really, really sweet. You can always tell because they're ripe. All right, so you're gonna need strawberries, 2 pounds of them. They sell these like these in the big package in the store, but if not, just get you 2 of your 1-pounders. All right, you're gonna need your 2 pounds of strawberries. You're going to need 3 cups of cold water, all right? 3 cups of cold water. Today, for the first time of anything I've done in like forever and through videos, this is granulated sugar. Normally, y'all know that I use, excuse me, sweetie, I'll bring it down. Normally, y'all know I use sugar in the raw or agave or raw honey. But today, since this is new to me and I want it to come out right, I'm gonna go ahead and use what the directions calls for, which is 2 cups of granulated sugar. After it comes out perfect, which I'm sure it will, then I'll probably switch to sugar in the raw. And the one thing about sugar in the raw versus granulated sugar is that sugar in the raw is not processed like granulated sugar is. Sugar is sugar though, by the way, but also it's sugar in the raw is harder to dissolve. All right, it takes a little bit longer to get it to dissolve. So we're gonna use the regular sugar today. You're gonna need a strainer. This is the biggest, besides this colander, strainer, whatever, this is the biggest strainer I have. So if you have one bigger, that'd be perfect. But this is, we're gonna use, you know how I am, use what you have. So we're gonna use this. You will need a strainer, and you need something to put your syrup in once you're done, to store it in. We're gonna be using a mason jar, right? That's what we're using. And then we're gonna do something fun with it afterwards with the club soda or carbonated water. I'll tell you about that a little later. But the first thing we gotta do is we got to have our ingredients correct, measured out. And I have everything that I need right here. 2 cups of granulated sugar, 2 pounds of fresh, delicious, ripe and sweet strawberries, and 3 cups of water. You will also need a pot, 1 or 2 of these. Since I only have one like this, I'm gonna be using this one, and I'm just gonna strain it in something. Oh, there he is. Strain it in something else, and then I'll put it back in here. So you will need this because we'll be using the stove today to bring things to a boil. All right, so let's get started, because the first thing we gotta do is hull these strawberries. And there, that is, that's a nice looking strawberry, isn't it? Look at there. I just wanna bite it. I'm trying my best not to bite it. But I'm gonna show you this, and then I'm gonna pause and take some time to do it myself. But this is how you hull a strawberry. We're not gonna top it, because when you top it, you just take off the top part, and it takes out more of the strawberry, and you don't wanna do that. Hulling is different. You just stick your knife in there, like right around where the stem is, the flower, and then you just turn the strawberry, okay? Just turn it, turn it. Oops, I turned out a little too much. Let's backtrack. And see what it does? It takes out just a little part of that, and you have that left, okay? So you're gonna do that for each one. I'm gonna show y'all again. You just, I like to pick up my leaves. Some people don't, but I do. Just pick up the leaves a little bit and then hold it. Turn it around, turn it around, turn it around, turn it around, turn it around. You don't even have to really move your knife. Turn it around and take the top off. And it leaves most of your strawberry. And the next thing you're gonna do is quarter it. Or you can do it in eighths if you like, but all you need to do is quarter it. See? Be careful with that knife too. If you want to, you can do that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, but all you have to do that and then stick it in your pot. I'll do one more for y'all, and then I'll take some time to hull all of these. Yes, you gotta hull all of them. You don't need the leaves with the syrup. All right, I did that a little wrong, but that's okay. As long as we get this stem out and have the majority of our strawberry left, then we have done an awesome deed of a job. See there? And then you just quarter them, do them in fourths, do them in eighths, and if they're big like some of these are, I will go ahead and make them just a, you know, a little bit smaller. Okay, because you will have to strain these. All right, and just be careful with that knife. You can use your what's that called? Cutting board for this, but just to keep the camera focused. See there? And you can even cut it. It doesn't really matter, but at least quarter them, or you can do eighths. And there you go. So I'm going to take some time to do all of these because it's going to take a little minute. We're not going to show all of that, but I'm showing you all right now what you would need to do to get started. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I have cut up all the strawberries after I hulled them. And remember, hulling is simply just getting off the leaf and leaving the majority of your strawberry. This is, do I have that on right? Yes. Okay. And remember, if they're small strawberries, you're going to quarter them. If they're medium, you can do like sixes, as they say. And then if they're really big, cut them in eighths. But other than that, I just quartered most of them, and the rest of them that were kind of big, I did them like six, you know, cut them 6 ways. That's what 6 and 8s and all that is. Okay, so now what we're going to do is bring this to a boil. I've already turned on the oven, to put in the stove rather, to put it on completely high because I want it to come to a boil. Can I help you, son?
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
I want, never mind.
Okay, well, great. Okay, well, that was easy. Okay, remember, we've already done our cold water. After you put them all in the pan, or, you know, you can use, the best thing to use is a heavy bottom saucepan. I don't have that. Y'all know me, or use what you have. So this is just a regular pot that I'm doing mine in. And so you're going to, after you put your strawberries in, then you just pour your 3 cups of cold water over them. And then you bring it to a boil. So that's what we're rating on now. It's already on. See, hot. Woo! That's hot, y'all. And ready to go. When it comes to a boil, all right, you're gonna turn it to simmer or low, however, whichever your range says. And then you're going to I'm gonna come back and tell you exactly what to do next. But right now, we want it to come to that boil, and then we're gonna turn it to low. All right? And we'll be right back as soon as it starts boiling. All right, you see it's finally come to a boil, and this is where you want to take your wooden spoon. By the way, I forgot to tell y'all need a wooden spoon. And you want to stir it a little bit. And when you do that, you're going to want to turn it down to low, or a little like right there. We do have a simmer on ours. I'm not sure if y'all have that or not, but we want to put it on, if you need to, put it on low or a little bit above low, or simmer, which is what I'm going to do. Put it on simmer. Okay, and we're going to just stir it a little bit. And then guess what it's going to do now?
It's gonna get wet.
No. You're gonna let it simmer, gentle simmer, for 15 minutes, okay? 15 minutes. And you will notice that the strawberries will start to look like yucky, ugly. That's okay, because it's losing all of its flavor and going into the water, and that's where the syrup is beginning to be made. So don't worry about the way they look. I'll show y'all real quick. Hold on, baby.
I couldn't kiss
See
you.
how they're starting to look?
What?
They don't look that good anymore, do they? That's okay. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to look bad, so don't fret. So now I'm going to put my timer on.
You can kiss this. You can kiss this.
To 15 minutes. I'm going to do about 14 because I'm sure it's been about that long. And when it goes off, we'll go to our next step. Okay, y'all, I'm back. It's done simmering. I've already turned it off. And as you can see, the timer has went off and let me know that it's been 15 minutes on simmer. You see how the strawberries look now? Okay, so let's go ahead and turn off that timer. My husband's gonna help. I'm filming now because like the baby woke up, so we're getting ready to strain, all right? And it's best to strain in another pot, All right, another pot, another saucepan that's the same size, but we do not have that. We only have one, so we're going to use what we have, and we're going to strain this into this. I got my strain. That's the biggest strainer we have too. So hopefully you all have something much bigger. And we're going to strain in here and in this pitcher. This is a pretty solid plastic pitcher. Hopefully it will hold up, y'all. So he is getting ready to start straining. It's got those little hooks on the end to keep it in place. But if push comes to shove, he's strong enough to hold it with one hand and strain. But this is probably a little hot. All right, so when you're straining, and I'm going to show him doing that a little bit. When you are straining, make sure that you do not press the strawberries. You only want the juice. All right, you only want the juice. You do not want to be pressing it down like you would do almond milk and squeezing. Just pour it and let it sit. So this part is going to take a minute. I'm not sure how long it would take for you, but for us it's going to take a while. So I'm just going to show you the start of it, and then we'll come back and show you the rest. So we'll go ahead and get started with straining to show you just a little bit how it's done, but it's going to vary with time. So here we go. See how you can do that one hand? Okay, so you put enough in there and then you let it sit. See, if you had a big enough strainer, you can pour it all in there. And you just let it sit.
Waste a little bit.
That's okay. We only waste one. Oh, look at the juice. Okay. See, and this is small. This is very small. So that's why, you all probably have a better strainer and system going. So see how we're just letting it sit? See the juice coming out of there? That's what we want. We do not want it. We don't want the pulp at all. That strawberry pulp, the fiber and all of that. We don't want that. All we want is the juice from there. You can squeeze it if you want to, but I'm telling you right now, if you do, your strawberry syrup will not look as clear, brightly beautiful red that it can be. So you can squeeze it if you want to get more juice, but the best thing to do is just to let it strain and let the juice come out. Okay? And then we're gonna clean this out and put this back in there, the juice part rather. We're gonna clean it out. There's straining, and we're gonna put it back in there, and then we're gonna do some more work when we come back. All right? So right now we're just gonna let it strain. Okay, y'all, we have pretty much finished the dripping straining here. And if you notice, we didn't press it down or anything with the strawberries. We just let it, and it's still kind of dripping, but that's good enough. That's not a big deal, the little bit that's left there, that's coming out of there. But if you want to wait a little bit more, you can. But this is a pretty good amount. So because we had to put it in another container, this is an extra step. If you have, like I said, if you had another pot, that's what you'll be putting yours in. You won't have to do what we're doing, strain over here, then pour it back in the pot, wash the pot, then put it back in the pot. You'll just use a whole nother pot for yours, or a big saucepan for yours, and just continue on with these instructions. But if you don't have, if you just have one thing like we do, then you're gonna have to find something to strain it in that's gonna hold it, because it's gonna be hot, and then you can continue back on. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and pour it back in our pot. Okay, there. Looks good, y'all. It's red like it should be. And we're now going to add the 2 cups of sugar to our strawberry juice. Okay, and here's the other cup of sugar. And you're gonna stir it, okay? And while you are stirring, go ahead and turn your heat back on to high, because you wanna bring it to a boil. All right, stir that in. This is gonna help the sugar to dissolve. So just stir that. I don't think you have to keep stirring, but that'll just help it. But it still has to come to a boil. So that'll be our next step. Okay, it's finally to a boil. This is what it looks like, y'all, when it's coming to a boil. So just stir it a little bit, and then let's see. All you got to do now, see, you don't even have to stir really that sugar, because it's pretty much already dissolved. All you got to do now is put it down halfway. All right, I think that's about halfway, 4.5. Halfway, and let it sit halfway, cook halfway rather, for 5 minutes. This just helps me to remember. So 5 minutes on medium. It's okay, but while it's now cooking on medium, all right, let it calm down a little bit. What you can do is take a metal spoon, or I'm using one of these because I don't have one of those metal spoons. And you can just get some of the foam out of there, okay? You got 5 minutes. You don't want to get all that juice. Just want a little bit of the foam off the top. See? Just sit in there. Just take a little bit. You don't have to do this, but it's good to do it. All right, I'll be back when we're done with this. Okay, y'all, it has been 5 minutes. You hear it going off. My kitchen timer. We're done. The sugar is dissolved in there. So I'm gonna turn that off. And I'm gonna even take it off the range. Okay, this is electric and it gets cool pretty, I mean, it turns off, you know, but it has to cool. So now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna let it completely cool, okay? And you see I still had a little more foam. I can take that off while it's cooling, no big deal. Because after this, we're gonna bottle it. But I just wanna share something with y'all. I had the opportunity to taste this, all right? Oh my God, y'all, that's like the best syrup ever.
Jesus made it.
Y'all, it is so good. And let me tell y'all something. This is nothing but what you saw. Strawberries, sugar, water. That's it. That's all that's in this strawberry syrup. Now I want to show you, now this is not strawberry, but I want to show you some syrup that we used to get from the store. Look at all the ingredients in there. We know it's got water, but most of this stuff we can't even pronounce. Why is salt in syrup? Preserve, right? Phosphoric acid, caramel color, sodium benzoate, if that's even how you pronounce that, sorbic acid, aspartame. We want to stay away from that. Look it up how dangerous this is. Citric acid, sodium hexametaphosphate. I don't know. Look what this stuff is. All in syrup. Do you know you can make your stuff at home? If you know, we're going to have wheat waffles in the morning or pancakes. And let me tell y'all something. When y'all find out something is bad or you can't pronounce stuff in there, look it up and learn to make it at home. That's all I'm doing. I look this stuff up and learn how to make it at home. The reason why I chose strawberry syrup is because it's my husband's favorite. My husband loves strawberry syrup. He loves strawberry anything, y'all. Strawberry ice cream, whatever. And so that's what I make. And I know the children like it as well. So this is going where? In the trash. We don't need that mess anymore. If it has more than 5 ingredients, if you don't need it. If it has ingredients you can't even say the name, you don't need it. Try to make more stuff at home, y'all. I'm serious. Even if it's raw or if it's vegan, vegetarian, whatever. The more you make stuff at home, the healthier you'll be because you know what's in it. Now, that's using processed sugar, all right? But guess what? That's it. We're not going to eat this every day. Probably go weeks at a time before we eat it, but it's going to be there and ready for us anytime we want to have it. You can use I think you can use other sweeteners, okay? The next time I will be using sugar in the raw, but it's still going to have some kind of sweetener in it, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and get some of the rest of this off of here and we'll be back. Okay, you all, it's done. When it has cooled, y'all, it's done. All you got to do is now put it in where you're going to store your syrup. We have tasted it. It is very, very yummy, very good, very, very, very strawberry-licious. To be honest with y'all, the next time I make this, I am not going to do 2 cups of sugar because it's very sweet. I'll probably do maybe 1.5 cups at the most, maybe even 1 cup. But it is very, very sweet. Okay, so get ready. So now that I've done this the first time, I now know how to do it. This is my first time doing it like this, y'all. So now I know what to do next time. I can lower the sugar. Okay, so this is what we're going to store it in, which is a mason jar. And you know what? I'm scared. So I don't want to waste like any. But if you have a funnel, use it. But I'm going to go ahead and do this. Here we go. I'm scared, y'all. I'm scared.
Pour it kind of fast.
Gotta pour it fast. Here we go. I'm scared. 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 There we go, y'all. Look how good it looks. Doesn't that look awesome? And it's filled up the jar. Yeehaw! Now, don't be afraid of the fact that it's not as thick as syrup in the store. Remember, this is at home. This is homemade, so it does not have all those preservatives in it. Okay, remember all that stuff we read that's in syrup? We don't want that stuff in ours. And all you do is top it up, and there it goes. And this is gonna last us, y'all. This will probably, I would not be surprised, y'all, if this lasts us 6 months, possibly a year. Okay, because we, like I said, we don't eat syrup every day or whatever. We only have pancakes or waffles every so often. So this will probably last us a long time. But if we were just using it for that. But there are other uses, which I'm going to show you real quick. You can actually put some of this in tea. All right, you can actually put some of this in lemonade. Miss Priya's up. And have you some strawberry lemonade, and you won't even have to put any sweetener in it because it's already sweetened up. But what I am going to show you, remember you all earlier I said club soda, got this from Kroger's, very cheap. I'm going to show you real quick, and I do mean real quick, how to make strawberry soda from back in the day when they used to have soda fountains, like they said our ancestors used to have that. So I'm going to show you real quick how to do that. You're going to pour, get you, this is like a 16-ounce glass. So fill it up with this, about 1/3 of it. And again, I'm scared to pour. So I'm going to use something else. All right, just to be on the safe side. Let's see if I can do it this way without being messy. Okay, there we go, there we go. Okay, and whatever I don't use, I can just put it back in there. That looks about good. Yep, let's put it back in there. Okay, and then you take some club soda or carbonated water. Oh, Miss Priya's crying. Let me get her out of here. Okay. It's okay, little mama. It's okay, little mama. Okay. I think it's about ready. Let's try to shoot out of there, huh? Nice ball. I know. Okay, y'all. I'm going to start filming and let my husband do this part because Miss Priya is working it. All right. Use both hands. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's ready. Now watch this. And all you do is fill it up with your club soda. Stop about right there. Yeah. And just kind of stir it. And it might not be the full 1/3 because the ice may be taking up part of it, but you can always add a little more. And I'm going to taste it for y'all. Let's see if Miss Priya will allow me to do that. Here you go. Let's see what this tastes like. Oh my God, y'all, that is good. And just like that, you have homemade strawberry soda. Just like that. See? Of course you don't drink this stuff every day and every day. This is stuff you make at home and you know what the ingredients are, okay? So you know it's better for you than anything out of the store. And that's it. That's it, y'all. This is homemade strawberry syrup. It does take a little time to make it, okay? Don't fret. The video may not be long, but it does take a little time to make it. And look how much you got out of all 2 pounds of strawberries.
I'm gonna go to heaven.
I know. Isn't it so good, y'all? This, you can have this for dinner one night. Put a little lime in there and that's good. That's it. That's what it used to taste like. I probably should have put a little more in there, but hey, that's okay. But that's it, y'all. Please, those of you who try this, please let me know how it turns out for you all. And I might just add a small clip of us using this when we have our waffles in the morning. And that's why I did this, y'all, because we're gonna have waffles or pancakes, whichever one, in the morning. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna make some strawberry syrup since everybody loves strawberry jelly in this house. That's what the children normally have. PB&J is strawberry jelly. That's next. Like my grandmother and great grandmother used to make jelly all the time. So I'm not gonna keep on talking, but y'all, here it is. Doesn't that look good? Awesome. And you can have strawberry soda as long as you have a little club soda. You can have your own homemade strawberry soda. All right, y'all, thanks for watching. And continue to eat healthy and more at home. Happy blending, happy juicing, happy whole juicing, happy all of this stuff and homemade making stuff. Okay everyone, I said that I would try to get a picture in here, but I'll do you one better and do a little tiny video. We had pancakes this morning, whole wheat pancakes. Don't they look so good? And yes, that's Princess Plate, right? We're doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here is the syrup being poured, and just remember, it is not going to be like in the store with all those preservatives in it or molasses in it and be real thick. It's going to be more watery, but y'all, it tastes so good. As you can see, it's gone on my plate. Okay, here we go. That's what it looks like, y'all. And it is so delicious. I'm not kidding. So that's what it'll look like for you all too. Again, let me know if y'all make it or not, okay? All right, happy eating.
And may the V-Force be with you.